class, which I think makes the sport healthier. It's really hard on our bodies as athletes. I think some of the hardest parts that we do is actually the cutting weight part, where we dehydrate ourselves to the point where if we went to a hospital, they would, you know, deem us medically unfit.
I'm Sweden. I come here to get away from the hustle and bustle of London life and get my head down into training camp. I've got Alex Gustafsson, I've got Ilia Latifi, I've got all the guys who come in from Europe and Russia, and it's got really good top level guys. It's inevitable that I'm going to stop the fight.
Four o'clock in the morning.
Or maybe like you want to work it out now, if you want.
Her comeback?
I think everyone was, you know, somewhat disappointed. I thought she looked really good at the weigh-ins, and everyone was kind of curious with her not doing media how she was going to do, and she just got caught really early. I can say myself how hard Amanda hits. I think it just caught her off guard. Her last fight was a really brutal knockout, so I think that just put her right back in that spot where she was thinking about that knockout, and she wasn't able to recover. So it'd be interesting to see if she gives it one more go and if she actually has more than what she showed, which I believe she does. But you know, that's really the only question she can answer with time. So, yeah.
And a question for Claudia. Claudia, what do you think of your next opponent? Because of her fight against Joanna, I thought she'd going to knock her out, and I think you're going to win. And I really thought, you know, I'm not too sure about you two, your styles. You know, she likes to stand up, you like to kind of take down. What do you think of Karolina Kowalkiewicz?
I didn't watch her fight against Joanna yet, but I heard Joanna change a lot of her game for the fight. And I think Joanna is the best fighter in the division, you know, and Karolina is a good fighter as well, but I'm watching her fights and I see a lot of mistakes, and that's good for me.
Thank you.
Thanks for your question. Let's switch to the other mic. Yes, please.
Hiya. First of all, Miesha, I love you. I've been a UFC fan for 10 years now. I've followed it around Europe. I've been all over Croatia, Germany, Holland, Glasgow. A friend of mine did a statistic. 78% of the fighters on this card have fought in Europe in the last 18 months. Is there, for an American fighter or Brazilian fighter, is there a fear of or concern about coming to Europe, or are the UFC just plain mugging us off?
I didn't understand the last part of the question.
Basically, everyone on this card has fought in Europe in the last 18 months. We've got Bellator in a couple of months' time with a better card than this one. We all sell out an arena regardless, but as an American or a Brazilian fighter, is there a concern, or do you not like coming to Europe, or are the UFC just giving us a hard time?
A better card. The main event's great. The main event's great.
And co-main event.
Yeah, main event and co-main event are great. But this card, you should show some respect to these athletes. We've got a stacked card of British talent here.
I'll buy a ticket regardless.
I know you will, mate. I know you will. Because you're a UFC fan. We're all UFC fans, mate. And this card is stacked with British talent. It's stacked with international talent. I know what you're talking about. I know Paul Daley, Rory McDonald is a great fight. but we can't compare the two organisations. It doesn't work like that.
Dan, I've been in London for 3 years, or 3 times. I watched Jimmy fight Gustafsson, and now he's fighting Corey Anderson as the main event. It's going downhill, and there's more interest in the UK. Come on.
Yeah, but you've got to remember, Jimmy did lose that fight.
He did, fair.
So that's why he's not fought for a title. You know what I mean? This is the way it goes. He's fighting the next person in the rankings, the person that he needs to fight. Him and Corey Anderson have both got a lot to prove here. But Jimmy could get a title shot out of this. He certainly should call out John Jones after this win if he gets it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of good fighters on this card. There's no need to dog on them like that.
But are American and Brazilian fighters, do they not want to come to Europe? Do they not want to, or is it the UFC?
It's a long way to come. And when you're going west to east, you suffer with jet lag as well, a lot worse. So it is something you've got to take into account, especially with the new weight cutting rules and that kind of thing. Yeah, definitely. But we're bringing up UK talent. We've got so many good fighters on this card, from top to bottom, from the first fight all the way up to the top. The first fight on the card was the person that stepped in and took on Cyborg at 145. I mean, you've got to respect that. She's the first fight on the card. Do you know what I mean? And she's fighting a girl that she's fought once before, and it was a great fight. So make sure you're here for the prelims tomorrow. Sit in your seat and tell me at the end of the night you've not enjoyed it.
I'll be here early doors, don't worry.
Thank you, my friend. Next question, please.
This question's for Miesha. When you fought Holly Holm and you were down in the cards, and you got the choking at the end, before she went out, what did it feel like to get it in?
I don't know if I can put words to that. Thank you. I would say I love you too, but I don't even know who you are, so. You know, it was wonderful. Honestly, it was the best feeling of my life. It was something I worked over a decade to accomplish, and when I had that choke in, I knew it was a matter of seconds, but those seconds feel like eternity, especially with someone as stubborn as Holly, who didn't want to tap out. You know, I was just thinking, when is she going to tap? And obviously she didn't tap. She went to sleep, which I really respect tremendously, but felt like it took forever for it to actually be over. But when it was, obviously you saw, I was elated. It was one of the best moments of my life.
And for Dan or everyone, what do you think's next for McGregor and the whole lightweight division?
Anyone want to take that? What's next for McGregor? Do you want to see him fight Mayweather? Or do you want to see him fight the #1 contender? What do you think? Both. Who first? Mayweather? Who wants to see the Mayweather fight? Who wants to see him fight the #1 contender? I want to see him fight Tony Ferguson. That's my personal choice. I think Tony Ferguson, he showed up at the last fight. He made weight. Khabib didn't. It's got to be Tony Ferguson's shot in my eyes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next question, please, sir.
Hello there.
Hi.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to say, basically, Dan, you're a legend. Francis, you're a beast. Mickey Gall, I think you will be champion one day. Claudia Gadelha, you're a pit bull in there. And Miesha, what more can I say, really, you know. I just want to say, first of all, is Brian here at all?
He didn't make this trip.
Oh, so I really want to shake his hand. And another thing, I'm sure you're happily retired, but would you come out for a trilogy fight with Ronda Rousey if that was a possibility?
If I was going to come back, that would be the fight that would appeal to me the most. But as of right now, I'm sorry. But you know, at the moment, I'm sorry. It's not what I see in my future. I love that I'm able to do more of this and connect more with the fans. You know, obviously, if I was fighting here this weekend, I wouldn't be here doing this. So there's pros and cons, you know. But I had a long career, especially for a female. Fought for 11 years, and now I'm transitioned to other ways of enjoying the sport. So it's not all bad. Actually, I get to see more of you guys. So, you know, less in the cage, but more in person.
Fair play, fair enough. Very last thing, Miesha, you know it's St. Patrick's Day tonight. Have you thought of anywhere you're going to celebrate, or?
Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. Yeah, I'm a little disappointed in the lack of festivity that I see around here. I really thought, oh, there we are, there we are. I love it. If you have any suggestions, I heard that Trafalgar Square is somewhere that might be a good area to go, but other than that, I don't know. But obviously, I'm ready to go. My earrings actually even flash, so ready for tonight.
Well, if you're ready, the Cabbage Patch in Twickenham, I'll be there. My name's Russell. Just you know. So you know.
Good effort, mate. Good effort. Round of applause for that, man. Next question, please.
Hello, my question is for Francis. I'm a big fan of you. I love your story, amazing story that you came from nothing and you basically made it to like, you're almost world champion. And I think, you know, you got a lot of competition ahead of you, like Overeem and Kane. Do you think you can match up with them and do you think you can beat them in the next 12 months or so?
Absolutely. That is why I want to fight. You know, Ken, Overeem, and Dos Santos, all of them is the legend of heavyweight. And then I'm a newcomer. I need them to improve myself, to show that I'm ready for that title. You know, I'm here for the title. I'm not here just to stay and fight. Yes, I want to be champ very soon.
Fantastic. Thanks. Thank you. Next question, please. I recognize you.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
I've got two questions. First one for the two ladies on the dice. Women's MMA has come from a point where we didn't think it would ever be in the UFC. And now you've got Miesha, yourself, a former champion. Claudia, I believe, a soon-to-be women's champion. Where do you think, say, women's MMA is going to be in 5 years? And that's for both of you.
I think that we'll have full weight classes in the UFC in 5 years. I think that 125 is next, and I think that maybe even a 105 after that, you know, and really just kind of filling the divisions in. I mean, I think the sky is the limit, you know, not only for the UFC, but for women's MMA. Obviously, we have a lot of room for growth. 145 is here. I mean, who thought that was coming so quickly? And certainly back when the women's divisions were brought into the UFC, I didn't think that was coming at that time either. So really, the UFC is great at throwing curveballs. There's a lot more talent to be had out there. There's a lot more weight classes. I think the 145 is going to fill out. 135 is going to continue to be very competitive. 115 is an extremely competitive division. We're going to have more weight classes, more women, and more badass fights.
I think the women will be kicking ass in the UFC, you know, in 5 years, in 10 years. The best fights in the UFC today are from the girls. You know, the girls are bringing in the show right now, and I think we'll be keep getting better, you know, and improving our game. And I hope to have more divisions in the UFC and see more good fights.
Well, third time's the charm, Claudia. I think you're going to get it next time.
Thank you.
Dan,
yes.
How excited are you for your book, Part Reptiles, to come out on 23rd of March?
I'm excited. It's a bit strange, though, to be honest. I mean, a lot of people know me from my fight career and stuff, but this, I mean, it's quite a personal book. You're going to know a lot more about me if you read it. So the idea of it being delivered to people's houses this week's kind of freaking me out a little bit, but I'm sure I'll have some interesting conversations from it, so thank you.
Yeah, I've got mine on pre-order. I'm stoked to read it, mate.
Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you. Next question, please, sir.
Hi. I just want to say, me and my trainer, for Ngannou, you are the future, man. Bring the belt home.
Thank you.
And my other question is, what do you guys think from George St. Pierre versus Michael Bisping?
Who wants to take that one?
I can do it.
Go on, Miesha. You're ready to go. You've got the mic up.
That is a spectacular fight. Michael Bisping is on fire, and I would say he's exceeded everyone's expectations. Everyone tries to put limits on that man, and he is limitless. So what a great fighter. And George St. Pierre has always been one of my favorites. He's coming in off of a long layoff. Michael Bisping's hot. He's on a roll. It's going to be one hell of a fight. I can't necessarily make a prediction, but I think it's going to be a damn good fight.
Cool. Anybody else? Mickey? You're a GSP fan. What do you think?
Big fan of both those guys. Yeah, I think you see a great fight. I don't think either of those guys. I think that fight goes to a decision as a fight of the night.
Good answer.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next question, please, sir.
Thanks. Hi, guys. One for sort of all of you. The way that matches are being made in the UFC at the moment, I think highlights how much promotion of yourself needs to be focused on more. And I was just wondering, I mean, there's quite a range of you out there later in your careers, just starting out, what your sort of philosophies on promotion and getting that next fight are. I mean, Mickey, you've set a standard there. And also specifically for Francis and for Claudia, you guys don't speak English. It's predominantly an English sport. But how do you think that sort of plays out in the way you promote your fights?
I think they speak English pretty well. I just like to say that.
I'm trying. I didn't go for school for this.
I can't speak any other languages. You guys are amazing as it is, but you know, obviously it's not your first language, and I'm just wondering if that makes an impact on how effective you can be in promoting.
What do you think? You speak excellent English, so you've probably not had any kind of problems with it, right?
I think to be a fighter today, you can't just go there and throw down. You know, you have to be the complete package. And the complete package is to speak English, you know, to be able to talk to the fans and to everybody that follow your career, and also train hard and go there and kick ass inside the octagon. But you have to do the whole thing. You know, since I started doing this, I wanted to be able to talk to my fans and to my boss and to the people that work for the UFC. So I never went to school to learn English. I'm just trying, you know. I kept trying since I started doing this, and here I am.
Cool. And Mickey, I mean, like I said earlier, I'd like to hear from you if you could. Just
Yeah.
what do you think about how you do what you do to get your fights?
I think closed mouths don't get fed. You know, squeaky wheels get the grease. So if you want something, ask for it. And I agree with Claudia. In this sport, you know, you have to be not just an athlete, not just a fighter, but also an entertainer. So, you know, you have to have the full package.
Nice one, thanks.
Thank you. Next question, please, sir.
Hi, I've got a question for Mickey. Firstly, congratulations on making such a great start to your UFC career, beating Super Sage, and of course the undefeated CM Punk. I'd just like to ask, some people in the MMA community, they've compared you to a young Nate Diaz. What do you have to say to such comparisons? And if not him, do you compare yourself or model your game to anyone else?
I'd take that as a compliment. I'm a big Nate Diaz fan, so yeah, I guess I could be an East Coast Nate Diaz. I like that.
That's awesome. Good luck with the rest of your career.
Thank you very much.
No worries. And I just got a question from Miesha. Hi, Miesha.
Hello.
Someone mentioned earlier that you'd come out of retirement only to fight Ronda Rousey. That's quite interesting. After you retired, you took a submission grappling match. Is that a possibility, perhaps, if you were to come out of retirement to face Ronda? Because obviously she does judo, and you're a good grappler as well.
You mean to fight or to just do submission?
Yeah, either submission or because you mentioned how one of the reasons you retired was because of the striking.
Yeah, so I love the submission grappling part of it. It's definitely something that I plan to continue doing. No plans to come out of retirement. It's just that if, hypothetically, I was going to, which I'm not, but if I was, that's the fight that I would want. That's the only fight that really, you know, appeals to me, that would like even maybe be interesting. But, you know, I think I'm past that point in my career. I just, I'm ready to transition on to the next. I love the grappling aspect of it, so that's just where I'm looking to keep it.
You say that. I'd just like to ask, so do you feel winning the UFC title really validates your career and gets those two losses over Ronda Rousey off your back? Is that what you're saying? Like,
I mean, no, there's still losses, and I would have liked to have the opportunity to avenge them, but I can look at it two ways. You know, either the glass is half full or the glass is half empty. So looking at the glass half full, being proud of what I did and what I was able to accomplish in my 11-year career. There's some things I would have liked to have accomplished, but we just didn't get it, you know, didn't get it done in time. So I'm just trying to stay positive about the things that I did instead of dwell on the things I wasn't able to.
Thank you. Enjoy your time in London.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Claudinha. Claudinha, I love you.
Fala, fera.
I am here because I love you so much.
Thank you.
One question. If you UFC make a new division, one down, what do you think? You think you stay in your division or change your division?
I would stay in my division. You know, before I used to struggle to make weight. It was so hard, you know, but now I feel better. I feel good about my weight. You know, for sure I have to weigh less than what I used to, but I'm good in a straw weight now. You know, I feel strong for the division. I feel I'm not tall for the division. I'm not tall for any of those divisions, but I feel strong and I feel good for the division.
Muito obrigado, Claudinha.
De nada,
Sou
Fred.
seu fã de coração.
Valeu, obrigado.
Thank you. Next question.
Hi guys. On behalf of the Notorious MMA podcast here in London, I'd just like to know if Jimmy gets the job done tomorrow night, who's next in line, and, you know, do you think Jimmy's going to get the job done, or can you see Corey sneaking it?
What do you think? Main event tomorrow night? Jimmy Manuwa, Corey Anderson? Do you have a pick? No?
Come on, Mickey. Come on, Mickey.
Hey, what's up, London? I think Corey Anderson's gonna win. Hey, I don't drink tea. I don't eat biscuits. I'm from Jersey. I drink coffee black.
Dan, what do you think?
Well, I'm commentating, so I can't make a pick. Yorkshire's in the building, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's a great fight. I think Jimmy's got a lot to gain in this one. I think if he wins, he's got to call out a big name. He's got to start looking up the rankings, and there aren't many people above him. Corey Anderson has got a real opportunity to make a name for himself here. A lot of people know who Corey Anderson is from The Ultimate Fighter, but to the general fan, he's not got the name of someone like Rumble or Alexander Gustafsson, but he's certainly got the skills. This win tonight pushes Corey Anderson right into the limelight, so there's a lot to play for.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Next up, please.
This one's for Miesha, and I'm speaking on behalf of aestheticfitness.com. We've seen many people dabble their feet in between the octagon and the wrestling ring. Ken Shamrock, Brock Lesnar, even the guy Mickey Gall beat. I'm not happy because he's my boy, CM Punk. But anyways, now that you're retired, do you ever see yourself making a one-off appearance in the ring, a bit like what Ronda did back a few WrestleManias ago?
I would love to. Yeah. Maybe Mickey and I can have a match, you know? For good humor. Did you hear that, Mickey? Mickey, I just called you out. Yeah. But
Get in line.
WWE. It would be fun. I would love to. I'm open to all kinds of things like that, so it would be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Next question, please.
Okay, I've got two, if that's okay.
Okay.
First one's for Mickey. Would you fight Darren Till at Glasgow?
What? Say that again, please.
Would you fight Darren Till at Glasgow?
Darren Till. Who?
You'd know him when he choked you out.
Darren Till.
I can't understand you.
Sorry, it's English.
Not one I'm familiar with. Would I fight in Glasgow? Hell yeah, I'd fight anywhere, man. Yeah.
Okay. And the other one's for the two ladies. Out of the three gentlemen on stage, who would you snog, marry, and who would you avoid?
Out of them three? Out of those three?
Yeah.
That's like... Wait.
I think she'd rather punch all three of us.
The three things, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I want to... I don't want to kill any of them. They look all very nice.
On the stage,
Except for,
who do you want to have sex with? Who do you want to marry? And
they're
who do
all
you wanna
nice.
kill? Claudia understands the question now.
Like, who would you have sex with? Who would you kill and who would you marry? What are they like? I don't know if you want to answer that. I didn't answer it.
There's not, honestly.
I think
if you Google Dan
we
Hardy,
all want
loads
to kill
of them.
you.
Yeah, we all want to kill
Hey man, I tried to get Dan Hardy back, man. I want to see him back too.
Now, you've got to come over. They're saying, "Who are you?" It's
My name's Mickey Gall.
You see, now you've got to come over and fight in Scotland. Now you're picking on the crowd.
Are they're Scottish?
No, they're from Yorkshire, I think. Yorkshire?
They all the same.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Next question, please.
Hi, my name is Medina. I've got a question for Mickey and a question for Claudia. The first question to Mickey is, being so young, how was it for you dealing with the spotlight and being here in London with a bit of a crazy crowd?
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. It's all been fun. I'm having a great time.
And just to add on to that, like, how do you deal with the pressure of the lights, and, you know, what's it like for you being here?
I don't know. I don't know if young really has anything to do with it. I like it. I like this shit, you know? I enjoy it.
That's good to hear. Claudia, todo bien, how are you? I just had a question. For someone wanting to start, you know, MMA, maybe as a hobby, what kind of advice would you have for a young person who wanted to do that?
¿Cómo estás? ¿Todo bien?
Thank you.
I would tell you to start in any martial arts. You know, I started in BJJ. I grew up in a BJJ philosophy, and I'm very thankful for that because I learned a lot about life and about the good things of life. And I would tell the little girls and the little boy to pick one of the martial arts that you would like to do and start doing it.
Okay, thank you. Muito obrigada.
De nada.
Thank you. Next question, please.
Hi there, guys. Big fan. My first question's for Francis. Rumble, he's not looking past DC, but he said he would like to fight you if he goes up to heavyweight. How do you think that fight would go?
You know, I don't care about who want to fight me. If he go up to heavyweight and he want to fight me, he's gonna fight me. And then I just believe myself. I trust about myself. I'm a faith supporter, and I think every fight before, when I'm gonna fight someone, I just believe that I'm gonna win every fight. So I think I'm gonna win. Yes.
Fair enough. Mickey, you said that you're interested in going to the lightweight division. I was wondering, because you make 170 so easy, would you like to hold 2 belts, basically? One in each division.
Yeah, like champ, like
Yeah,
McGregor.
yeah,
Yeah, heck
yeah.
yeah. I'd like to have 3 or 4.
3 or 4. And similar question for Claudia. The 125 division might be coming up soon, so if that does come around, would you like to fight for the 125 belt?
No, I'm a strawweight. I'm so small, you know, and before I had a hard time making weight, but now I found myself, you know, and I'm a strawweight. I'm gonna stay here.
Okay. And Miesha, I know you said that you'd only come back if you did come back, it was for Ronda. But I was wondering if you could get another match, if you look past Ronda, would it be against Amanda, Cyborg? I know Valentina's coming up. Who else would you like to fight? If you could come back.
That's a good question. I suppose I would kind of like to fight Ngannou again. That was the one that really felt like I was dominating the fight, and I got caught. And I don't agree with the stoppage, you know. So it's always irritated me. I think I was fine. I was still in the fight. You know, broken noses and bloody noses happen in the sport. It's not a reason to stop a fight. So I do not like Kim as a referee. I'm glad we haven't seen much of her since. And yeah, I would like to have that fight again.
Okay. And last question for Dan Hardy. I know that you're interested in coming back, and you said you'd like to go down to lightweight, if I'm correct. And what would you like your return fight to be?
Mickey Gall.
I want it to be fun, I want it to be wild, and I want it to be bloody. That's all I'm coming back for.
Don't care who.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've got a guy in my ear telling me that the weigh-ins are about to start, so we've got to get these guys off stage. Thank you for your questions. Please make some noise for them. Ladies and gentlemen, the guest fighters. We'll be back in a few minutes. Please stay in your seats.
So honoured to be sat ringside for this.